I actually have a follow-up question to the strong personality. So being on a task force that is primarily composed of lawyers and judges, how do you feel your contributions impact the task force as well as your overall reform goal?
He's not doing anything. Of all of the task force members, Fred is the one I can call after the meeting to say, what was that about, you know, because, yeah, I'm a licensed social worker, and when I first got involved in the project, I really had to get up to speed with, you know, acronyms and law. As a social worker, I go to court, juvenile court, so I knew most of the characters at the table. I mean stakeholders. Did I say characters? Stakeholders. Yeah. And so I did feel like I was out of my element initially, and so I do what I usually do, which is kind of I can bluff. I just like throw out some things, you know, kind of stall for time, and then say something, you know, somewhat charismatic.
Donna, you're being way too modest. I've been to your task force,
Right.
and you all would think she's this shy, retiring woman. It's like, excuse me, I'm just a social worker. Can I get a word in edgewise?
Yeah.
And in fact, she's in their faces.
That's a role I play.
I bet.
And at the end of the day, I said I go across that bay that you're talking about. I go back home to Wisconsin. I'm a Wisconsinite, you guys. At the end of the day, I can go home, and so I don't owe anybody any favors, you know, that kind of thing. So, and I always can fall back on what I know, which is racial justice. And we have a goal in our community, I work in the Duluth community in St. Louis County, of racial equity as a community standard. That's our goal in our community. And this is just one of several projects that's making that happen.
And Cynthia, I know you had mentioned about the data that was accumulated in Minnesota, and it did show that there were the pretrial detainees, African Americans were held at a higher rate than their white counterpart, and that bail was also set at a higher rate, or set. Period, for African Americans versus their white counterpart. And, you know, Donna, I'm interested to know what your reaction to that data was.
Well, it wasn't